Alright, and this is the Angel. It's been a long time in the coming. That's all loose. Haha. But this has been a long time in the coming. The body itself is 28 sheet metal. I made it myself. I made a die that allowed me to stamp the body lines in it. It's actually the same body lines as my truck though. Welded everything together, flux core, little Lincoln Electric Road Pack 100. Have not mounted the hood yet. Under here we have a million things going every which way. Dynamite speed controller from Horizon Hobbies. 3000 milliamp hour 7.2 volt slipback nickel metal hydride. The beast of a motor and transmission is a 3-speed DeWalt 18 volt drill that I painted green. Shock towers in the front. They also allow mounting of many other things and hold the batteries where I want them. Transfer case is chain driven. Bicycle chain and sprockets I cut out myself. Rear drive shaft is homemade. Front is axial. Somehow the plastic splines have held up in the previous use of this truck. I think they'll continue to last. Tiles, mostly 4-wheel drive, TSL boggles and wagon wheels, because they look damn good. Axles. This is a dime breed of truck. I'm cheap. I don't have a lot of money. I'm a young kid. So axles, I went very cheap. T-Max. The center section there is T-Max with ring and pinion, and they'll spool. Axle shafts are T-Max. These are the currently I have the plastic ones, and once they snap, I'll use the ball joints and axle stubs, universal joints and axle stubs, and I'll make my own out of metal. Kind of like I did the rear drive shaft. Now I made the housing, linkage for everything. This is forged a flat spot on the end of a piece of steel rod. Punched a hole in it. Piece of gas line for weed or in there makes a little bushing. And then bolt that whole thing on there, and it makes a really nice linkage that way. The knuckles are cut down, Emax ones. The ball bearing for the carriers. And then the axle housing is 1-inch square tubing and 1/8 by 1/2 inch flat ball. The frame is a couple of things. Why did I make this thing? This thing's so heavy. 1/8 inch by 1/2 inch flat ball. All the main frame rails past the center. And the center, 1/2 inch diameter square tubing, 16 gauge wall on it, and then plus a box going around that made of more flat ball, and then cage on the back. So this takes the brute of the rollover, not my wonderful body. Shocks or Exceed RC, 10 scale Max Stone or Mad Stone crawler, one of the two. The springs that hold it are leaf springs I made myself. I forget what, I got a roller spring still somewhere. I forget what the brand, where I got that. Put a little shackle on the back. It was 50 cents at the hardware store. I couldn't complain. I wasn't passing that up. Radio. You can see my huge receiver in there. Is this. This is a 73 or 74 model. Was my grandpa's, my mom's side. He got it when he was doing. He used to do airplanes back in the long time ago. Well, he's done that for. He gave up that a long time ago. His eyes got too bad. And I got a bunch of the old equipment from him. I figure if it works for a plane, it'll work for a rock crawler. Going under the truck here. It is leaf spun with big 1-link setup. It looks good. Leaf springs hold the axle side to side, up and down. This holds it front to back and from axle wrap, which simply put, this thing would break the leaf springs in half if I didn't have them. Then it carries the skid plates, 12 gauge sheet metal. Anything thinner, this was originally 16 gauge and I tore it in half. I literally hooked it on a rock about here and tore the whole thing off. If you look under the thing here, you can see some of the bearing mounts and a lot of welding. Yeah, you can get a better view of how I did the axles. Spring packs in the front, they're about 3/8 of an inch thick, I'd say. There's a reason for that. This thing weighs about 20, about 20.5 pounds or so, 20 pounds, 6 ounces, something like that. It's a heavy son of a gun. Steering, back to that. I'm running chassis mounted steering servos. I need to redo those and bring servo up, 1/2 of an inch. I don't like where it sits now just because of the way it looks. That's really about all it is for that. You see the overview of the truck. I'll include a bunch of pictures and show the history of this truck that's had with me. One other thing. Everyone always tells me you cannot weld, say 24 gauge sheet metal, 20 gauge in this case, with flux core MIG. That ain't the most beautiful thing in the world. But it's a weld. That reminds me, everything on the entire truck was welded with the flux core MIG. It's cheap, looks good. You can't argue with it. It does the damn job. And yes, for anyone out here who watches Roadkill, that grill right there was inspired from no Dodge Charger. Originally was going to have no grill, and then I saw that, and yeah, it's too damn good. Alright, so I'm going to get some video of this running and include that in there. This thing's been getting overhauled for about a year now, ever since I blew up the old transmission in it. And yeah, it's ended up a lot bigger, a lot heavier, and it looks damn good. Yeah, if it stops all of a sudden and goes backwards, it's because the chain fell off. No chain tensioner yet. Now, flight for something this heavy is probably not advised. However, chain didn't fall off. Makes me happy. Alright. Well, I will say this. It's a little too heavy and not too big for rock crawling. The camera doesn't really do its whole justice, but I think we'll stick it down in Forest and there's a still swell left. Those towers don't like me. And also, I should mention the foams in these tires I made myself because the original ones couldn't even begin to bear the weight. Forget what kind of foam it is, but it's stiff enough to help anyhow. Brand new RC truck. I want the chain off. We'll try to give him more speed in a second. Alright, now, down the woods, the chain just fell off. I don't have a chain tensioner on it right now. And, well, I need a screwdriver to pop the little sucker back on now. Didn't have one, I'm not making the quarter-of-a-mile walk. Just grab a screwdriver, so I just brought it all back uphill. I'll make a little puddle in the back that y'all will play around with. I'll play around with that. But yeah. There'll be some more video in a minute. Don't turn off.